Hey everyone, welcome back to the Metabolic Health Docs YouTube channel. Today we're busting 10 of the biggest lies about the keto and carnivore diets that have kept people from giving these lifestyle changes a real shot. If you've ever been told things like eating fat makes you fat or keto will give you nutrient deficiencies, then stick around. I'm here to separate fact from fiction and break down the truth with science-backed facts and real-life examples. So let's get into it, guys. But before we begin, make sure to comment about which fact was the one you either still believe before this video or it took the longest for you to disbelieve. Lie number one, all fat is bad for you. For decades, we've been told that fat, especially saturated fat, is the cause of heart disease. But the science tells a completely different story. Research, including studies published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition, show no clear link between saturated fat and heart disease. In fact, fat is essential for hormone production, brain function, and even weight management. That's important for a weight management doc. Fat can keep you full, stabilize blood sugars, and help you burn more fat for energy. So instead of fearing fat, let's understand that not all fats are created equal. The best fats are from animals. Can you believe that? And the worst fats are those pesky trans fats. Lie number two, you'll get nutrient deficiencies on keto or carnivores. In reality, animal-based foods are some of the most nutrient-dense options available. Red meat, for example, is rich in highly bioavailable B12, iron, zinc, and essential amino acids. A well-balanced keto or carnivore diet can meet, in many cases, exceed your nutrient needs, especially when compared to the typical high-carb diets. For instance, vitamin D, B12, and heme iron are commonly found in animal products, while these are often deficient in plant-only diets. And if we were to use spinach as an example, guys, you only absorb 2% of the iron in spinach, while with meat, it's in the 35 to 40% range for iron absorption. That's a huge difference. Lie number three, you need carbs for energy. Now, while carbs are one source of energy, but they're not the only source of energy, guys. When you're keto adaptive, your body becomes efficient at using fat and ketones as its primary fuel source. Elite athletes and endurance runners have found they can perform exceptionally well on low-carb diets without carb loading. Studies on low-carb athletes show that after a period of adaptation, they can actually access their body fat stores more readily, which is a huge advantage for sustained energy. Lie number four, keto and carnivore diets are unsustainable. I should laugh at that too. While it's true that changing your diet requires an adjustment period, many people find these diets easier to stick with than they expected. Once cravings for sugar and carbs reduce, which happens after you're adjusted, you may find yourself less hungry and less dependent on frequent snacking. So many people, including myself, have found that steady energy and reduced cravings make these diets very sustainable in the long run. Lie number five, high-fat diets cause high cholesterol levels. A common concern about keto is that the high-fat content will skyrocket your total cholesterol and total LDL cholesterol. While it's true that some people see an increase in LDL cholesterol in keto, research shows that low-carb diets often improve their HDL, which is a good cholesterol, and lower their triglycerides, which are the fats. In fact, many doctors are beginning to shift their focus to total cholesterol and total LDL cholesterol markers, such as markers of inflammation, HDL, triglyceride to HDL ratio, LDL particle sizes, and apolipoprotein beta-A ratio. These are all more accurate indicators of heart disease. So the idea that all high-fat diets are harmful to your heart is definitely outdated. Lie number six, keto leads to kidney damage. Now, here's the reality, guys. Unless you have pre-existing kidney disease, there's no evidence to suggest that keto or carnivore harms kidney function. For people with diabetes or insulin resistance, low-carb diets can actually protect kidney health by helping to stabilize blood sugars, lower insulin levels, which is critical for kidney health. And when you are working with a metabolically trained doctor like myself, you can actually continue your keto diet because they will know what to monitor and adjust accordingly. Lie number 7, carnivore is bad for your gut health. Many people, like myself, with IBS or other digestive issues actually find relief on carnivore, especially when it comes to bloating, gas, and inflammation. Now, while fiber can be beneficial for some, it can also irritate the gut lining in others, especially those with sensitive digestive systems. Research into gut microbiome health is evolving, and it's becoming clear that some people's guts can adapt well to animal-based diets without fiber. You know, the takeaway here is that gut health isn't one size fits all. Some find their best digestive health by going carnivore. In fact, that's the reason why the metabolic health diet became a carnivore, because I feel my best on this diet. Lie number 8, all protein will turn to sugar. Yes, we've all heard this one, the concern that eating protein on keto or carnivore would turn that protein into sugar through a process called gluconeogenesis. That's been repeated over and over again. But here's the thing, guys. While gluconeogenesis does occur, it's a demand-driven process, not supply-driven. This means your body only creates glucose from protein when it's needed, not simply because you ate protein. In fact, adequate protein intake is essential for muscle maintenance, hormone production, and overall health. So don't worry. Moderate protein won't knock you out of ketosis or spike your blood sugar in a significant way. And never forget that low-carb diets are moderate protein diets, not high-protein diets. Lie number 9, keto causes ketoacidosis. Shockingly, guys, many clinicians and doctors are worried about this one, so let's clarify. Nutritional ketosis is achieved through a low-carb diet. It's not the same as diabetic ketoacidosis, which occurs mainly in people with uncontrolled diabetes. Nutritional ketosis keeps ketone levels in a safe range, whereas ketoacidosis involves dangerously high ketone levels and elevated blood sugar, and is life-threatening, guys. Nutritional ketosis, on the other hand, is a natural and safe metabolic state. In fact, I've been a low-carb doctor for over 11 years, and I've never seen anyone going into ketoacidosis from nutritional ketosis except for one exception. You have any idea what that exception is? Well, it's only when patients are taking medications like Jardiance, which can cause something called euglycemic diabetic ketoacidosis. And this can occur when anyone taking a drug in the category of SGLT2 inhibitors are doing keto. Thankfully, the guidelines for therapeutic carb restriction on Low Carb USA's website will give doctors feedback on how to manage that. It's important to know that they advise avoiding these medicines if you're on a keto diet. Lie number 10, you'll feel deprived on keto or carnivore. My last time to laugh, right? I would love for you guys to comment on this one, because in the low-carb community, we have found that many people find that once they're keto adaptive, they actually are more satisfied and experience fewer cravings. Animal foods are simply nutrient-dense and filling, and will keep you from being hungry, and those urges to snacking go away. On top of that, stabilizing your blood sugar and leading to more energy and better mood. So it makes it much easier if you're in a good mood to stick to a diet, right? So guys, here you have it. 10 lies I hope that we were able to bust about the keto and carnivore diet. I hope this video helped clear up some of the confusion surrounding these dietary patterns and gave you a little bit more confidence to explore what works best for you. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell. And if you do that, I promise you won't miss any of my future videos. I appreciate you coming to the Metabolic Health Docs YouTube channel. And until the next video, continue to be safe, be well, and continue to protect your nest.